Alright, this is video of Ontario police stalking. These are demons stalking with light. Remember, they're walking around with multiple shadows. And the form for criminal summoning is that they're looking for something, they're investigating something. That's why they're around. And engineer light, they're doing the same thing using a helicopter, flying in circles over me. And they've been engaged in surrounding with their vehicles, which is stalking with light. These are demons that are worshiping. How can I help you?
Come or go from here?
Have I? You guys have been over here 10, around while I've been laying here for a while.
Have you seen anybody over here by the restaurant?
No.
No? Okay, thank you.
They've been standing around, walking around, pacing. And the moment that I get up right now, that's when they start moving their vehicles, which is pacing. This is stalking with light. This is mental illness. And these are demons that are, again, obsessed with being around. This is not law enforcement. They're monitoring. This is GLORIA'S COCINAS. The entity is engaging in what is pacing around, stalking with light, while they are finding a means to be around in these uniforms, engage in something associated with what their duties are expected to be as police who are gang stalking. This is psychopathic. Jonathan Burnett and his partner engaged in stalking with light at 60 North Fern, pacing around with their flashlights looking for a suspect. They were monitoring their demons in engineer light. The entity's doing the same thing by gang stalking by helicopter. They're doing so using vehicles with the Ontario Police logo on it, wearing uniforms, a county issued vehicle. This is criminal activity while doing so. And this is a demon that is stalking in the path, and they're monitoring with the people of the state. And they are absolutely engaged in what is worshiping me. This is the reality of what they're engaged in. All right. This is in engineer light. This demon comes over and asks me, oh, have you seen anybody after I wake up and move? They're monitoring me in my sleep. These are demons. Okay. The entities engage in stalking and surrounding with helicopters. So they're engaging in an iteration of searching for somebody while they're, and remember who they're searching for, the people of the state who are demons monitoring. This is where the fake sun rises. This is where the entity is stalking with impossible light, while demons of the Ontario Police are across the street molesting my person with light while I'm sitting over here. This is another iteration of the same pattern of conduct. License 1644205. This is entirely demonic, and this is evidence of the incompetence of the Ontario Police Department, who are full of demons, who are gang stalking. So the entities engage in surveillance. Typically, the people of the state engage in what is pacing. So I wake up and the entity is surrounding with the Ontario Police Department. This is terrorism, and their focal point, the same pattern of conduct is underway right now. This is criminal summoning. This is vehicle 1024. And these are psychopaths that are bearing weapons and representing a corrupt agency that's engaged in stalking and repeated acts of kidnapping. License 1591758, vehicle 1024. The entities engaging in, this is the same pattern of conduct. The specific environment, nothing but surveillance is happening in an environment that has nothing to do with the engineered light, okay? This is what you're focusing on, and this is what the federal government is disbanding the demon-possessed and corrupt agency for. All right, this is an unlawful threat to your life. The entity's engaging in the same criminal pattern of conduct. This demon comes and asks me questions while I get up. Look at his, this is monitoring. That's impossible light activity while you have perpendicular shadows, okay? The tone of voice, the entity that's not physically addressing you, keeping their back to you, is not less of a threat. This is all a threat to an American citizen that's being targeted.
Get out of the street.
I'm crossing the street.
Go ahead.
Is something happening? License 1697701, vehicle 1123. I'm crossing the street. Did something happen?
Get out of the street.
That's a demon whose get out of the street is audible activity. And again, this is the entity that's engaging in what is criminal summoning while they're focusing on GLORIA'S COCINAS, which closes at 10 o'clock in the evening. They've been here for a prolonged period. The moment that I wake up is when they move that vehicle. That was light activity. And the demon comes and asks me a question. Oh, did you see anybody? That's, again, monitoring while they are where that documenting. So asking the question is a form for, oh, we're looking for something else. That's what the point of this is supposed to appear as. It's actually appearing as what it is. This is P.O.C. The people of the state are engaging in the same thing all night long while they are engaged in pacing on in relevant position while the entity is engaged, remember, daily, nightly stalking by helicopter, staring at what is GLORIA'S COCINAS for a demon that are the people of the state who are monitoring with them, stalking with light with them, gang stalking me with them. And get out of the street is, first of all, audible activity of somebody that's bearing weapons, a psychopath that is threatening my life, acting in furtherance of the conspiracy to commit murder, as a demon that is wearing a police uniform, that is feigning engaging in something related to a job of a police officer, which has nothing to do with gang stalking. That's a psychopath. And he's monitoring. That's all he's doing. So let me break that down. And get out of the street is also some form of exercise of authority. And if I don't, what are you going to do? You're going to arrest me because I'm interfering with an That's a psychopath. License plate, monitoring with the police, 7G00471. They're gang stalking together. This is what S. Patty committed kidnapping upon. When you're engaged in what is interfering, this is what Jason Knighton and Lester Keys engaged in kidnapping on, and claiming that you're engaged in an investigation, and all they're doing is monitoring. Okay? They are surrounding me, which is a threat, while they're monitoring. Demons are monitoring you in your sleep. Demons are monitoring what it is that you're doing. And the moment that I wake up is when this demon walks over toward me and asks me if I've observed anything, while they're sitting around staring at GLORIA'S COCINAS, which is a closed down establishment. And they are doing so with regard to the people of the state who are gang stalking with them. Demons stalking with light under a fake sun and at night under a fake moon. Stalking among amplified audible activity. Demons. Stalking using helicopters as the same department, demons. This is not legitimate law enforcement. It's the same criminal pattern of conduct. License plate, vehicle 1120. Here's my shadow right here in front of me. Okay, here's my shadow behind me. Here's another shadow elongated in the lawn. Here's another one over here. They're monitoring. They're wearing guns and badges. They're sitting around like psychopaths staring at a building when these are demons who are very hostile. Let me let you know what else they're hostile about. You know who's going to federal prison? And I put it on X and I put it on YouTube and I provide a body of evidence proving that the demon possessed are monitoring. C. Torres, L. Martinez, B. Hook, Dathan Morgan, C. Hazelwood, Owens, L. Edwards, A. Casada, and Alex Escobar, who are gang stalking just like they are in engineered light. No sunlight is going to create you have multiple shadows that are upright on this vehicle. You're looking at the shadow of the vehicles behind. Impossible light activity. Has nothing to do with these lights over here. You're looking at the environment while they are gang stalking with demons who are the people of the state, who are always stalking with light, who are always obsessing, stalking in bathrooms, while the entity maintains all manner of the same pattern of conduct. Impossible light activity inside of the bathrooms. This is what you're paying attention to, because this is why this department is getting disbanded and they're going to federal prison. License 16976341120 is the vehicle. These are gang members. These are all gang members. And they're engaged in what is an unlawful threat. Psychopaths do so. And the feds are watching. You're watching the Ontario Police Department engage in what is federal group stalking and monitoring. This is a psychological torture tactic. And it's also the outward demonstration of mental illness. Very highly malicious conduct. And they're waiting for a demon, who are the people of the state, who they play cops and robbers with. Under a fake sun, by the way, that sets and rises in alignment to me on Euclid Avenue. They're gang stalking right now, and they're doing so in the engineered environment. Your shadow does not surround yourself, and it doesn't appear. Here's another shadow right here, elongated across the street. It doesn't appear upright on the side of the vehicles. This is gang stalking. This is the same P.O.C. stalking with light. And the demons that wear the Ontario police uniforms, those are the ones that are doing so pursuant to a pattern of conduct. This is how obsessed with me the demon possessed are. The demon possessed include the Ontario Police Department, who use helicopters to engage in the pattern of conduct. As I've documented, multiple police departments, including Ontario Police, who had the audacity to commit kidnappings, which is why they're being disbanded. This is not an investigation. This is criminal summoning. This is a malicious iteration of psychopaths who are demon possessed, gang members who wear police uniforms, who are mentally incompetent and corrupt. They commit kidnappings, they commit murder, they engage in false witness. This is Tracy Banks and Eric Corey Spencer's co-defendants. They committed kidnappings together. They engaged in defaming my character, that is lying. And this is in the same way that they lie on my character, making allegations that are false and malicious. They're acting like they're engaged in an investigation. They're not. They're stalking, and they're centered around me. And these demons came up and, I got an idea. She's asleep right now. Let's go stand around her. This is an investigation. We're looking at something else, that's psychological torture. stalking somebody, not talking to them, not addressing them, doing though in the specific environment. This is P.O.C. Hi, did something happen? Huh? You trying to figure it out? So staring at the empty building? No sirens, no nothing, huh? You guys just pulled up on the building and just stand around looking at it with all your vehicles? When nothing happened? No gunshots, no nothing, huh? Just curious. Because you guys been standing around with your vehicles and stuff around me, and I was just curious what happened. Don't know? That's a demon that's just stalking. This is the same bank. Hold on, engineer light, okay? This is not the product of standing under a light. This is also U.S. Bank, where the fake sun is over me at 7 in the morning, and over Alex Escobar, who's going to federal prison for gang stalking. And so Corey Watson is also gang stalking at the same bank, 333 North Euclid Avenue, at 9 in the morning, where the entity's stalking me with a fake sun over my head at all hours, 7, 9, and 12:53 on video over my head, which is impossible. The sun's not going to be at one address all day long. One person that's documenting that. And also the entity engages in terrorism by flying in circles over me by helicopter, which is the same department, not engaged in law enforcement, stalking. Just staring at a building, the building where I am situated in engineer light, where the fake sun is also rising in the morning. Okay, nothing happened. What's happening is that I'm here, and this is criminal summoning. And the entity that's engaging in what is criminal summoning of what? Of who? The people of the state. Who are gang stalking? With them. Okay, this is public corruption. This is the removal of Paul Leon. This is what the Ontario International Airport, that's gang stalking with the Ontario Police Department sharing, stalking in the path, doing so in the specific environment. There's no train. There's no train. They're monitoring. They're monitoring. That's psychopathic behavior. Their mental illness is what you are witnessing the evidence of while the entity sounds train activity. Union Pacific train, I just want to be clear, there is no train where you're going to hear it at that volume. And Union Pacific, by the way, here's my shadow way over here. They're possible light activity. These are demons. They are monitoring mentally ill, severely. License 1567617, vehicle 1896, and they're monitoring while you're hearing train activity. A psychopath engages in this. A psychopath puts on a uniform and acts like they're being a police officer, acting like they're not stalking one person. This is what the people of the state are doing in grocery stores. This is what the people of the state are doing at every hotel that I'm remaining in. This is what the entity is doing. Remember, while LAPD is gang stalking me under a fake sun over Alvarado Gardens from sunrise until sunset, the Ontario police are feigning being a police department, not stalking one person, while the fake sun remains on the street right now where they're surrounding me with light. This is what the fake sun is accomplishing over me all day long. At nightfall, they're stalking with light. This is demonic activity that you're witnessing. And these are the mentally incompetent who are being disbanded as a department, and you're going to federal prison. This is an unlawful threat. They're aiming light in the direction where my body is positioned on the opposite side of this building. License plate. Jason Knighton's going to federal prison, 1680793. Knighton's going to federal prison. When you're pulling over the people of the state gang stalking, that's criminal summoning. All right, Lester Keys. And not only that, not only was he not engaged in an investigation after people of the state already pulled off in January 2020, this demon engaged in what is an assault and battery. And then claiming that it was because of an interruption of an ongoing investigation, while he just makes up reasons as to why he committed a kidnapping, which is not questioned. The entities surrounding what is a closed down building. License plate 1680783, vehicle 1107. These are the demons that are keeping my vagina under surveillance all day long. Gang stalking at the Starbucks, which is right over here, where the entity has the fake sun from sunrise until sunset centered around me. This is the demons who are monitoring with stalking with light at nightfall. You're not ignoring the specific environment. Here's my shadow upright on a tree. Here's multiple shadows behind me, two of them right here. While you are staring at a building, you're a psychopath. The entity is amplifying train activity. There's no train that you're going to hear. There's no train that's going to be at that volume. And the entity is doing so in the engineer light. They're doing so while they're positioned. They're doing so in the specific environment, under all circumstances, monitoring. You are looking at malice. That's the evidence of mental illness by the demons who are gang stalking. And this is evidence of the actual obsession of the Ontario police. Their obsession is based on their condition, demon possession. The demon possessed are conspiring murder. This is exactly the same circumstances, which is an unlawful threat to the life of an American citizen whom they are targeting. All right, they're doing so while the entity is all you need.